Welcome, and thank you for taking the time to hear how you can potentially save our oceans. My name is Isabella Graham, and I'm proposing a new event concept that raises awareness upon global shark conservation. This new Sunshine Coast pilot event will be called Mano, the Ocean's Protector, inspired through the traditional Hawaiian legend of the shark god. In holding Mano, the Ocean's Protector, our mission is to create an alternative perception upon shark species, further transforming customers' initial fear into fascination. By sharing knowledge and having the opportunity to ask questions to experts in the field, Mano will change the public's behaviour on sharks and leave attendees feeling enlightened and inspired to make change in marine conservation. With knowledge comes the urge to protect a species. The end goal of this event is to create a healthy ocean and a world where humans and sharks can coexist peacefully. In doing so, we are turning the tide on the devastating future of sharks. By educating a large and diverse audience, we have the ability to draw attention to the intensifying mass global shark cull that is occurring, and further what can be done to ensure the survival of these animals. Therefore, our aim is to educate a large mass of people who are currently not aware of the importance or role of sharks, and further inspire them to take action and do their part in marine conservation. The event objective is to create a quality experience for attendees that has the capability to shift participants' prior knowledge, attitudes, and behaviours towards sharks. We want to leave attendees feeling fascinated and further eager to learn more about shark species and spread the word to help save the sharks. In essence, the purpose of this event is to bring like-minded people together to raise awareness upon shark conservation and potentially reverse their plummeting conservation status. This event is directed at people who appreciate our magnificent oceans, beaches, and marine wildlife. Therefore, placing event Mano on the beloved Sunshine Coast, we've reached our ideal target audience. Growing up on the treasured Sunshine Coast, it's known that we encompass a large surfing community filled with hundreds of beachgoers who spend a large majority of their time in or around the water. Spending our valued pleasure time surfing, swimming, scuba diving, or simply going for a walk along the beach. This community understands the importance of the ocean, however, may not associate this fragile ecosystem with shark populations. Therefore, being offered the opportunity to learn how to protect our oceans and the species within them will intrigue the host community. This event will also attract attendees through the well-known shark and marine fanatic guest speakers. These include Ocean Ramsey, Mick Fanning, and Madison Stewart, who will each share their personal experiences alongside wild sharks for 1-hour intervals in different sections of the event. Being highly passionate and motivated about shark conservation and understanding that education creates awareness, our guest speakers have volunteered their time to attend and lecture at this event. This event will be held within several locations throughout the Sippy Downs campus at the University of the Sunshine Coast on the 25th of October, commencing at 11 a.m. Being strategically planned to run at the beginning of the mid-semester break, we've allowed students, lecturers, and the general public the ability to join in. This date also meant that our creative design team is able to transform the usual classrooms into marine-based havens. Utilizing effective props, staging, and lighting, Mano will create a novel and wow experience for attendees, unleashing a whole range of emotions directed at participants to alter their original feelings, behaviours, and attitudes towards sharks. Having a full week to establish appropriate props, lightings, and staging in each section of the event, this placement date also helps to ensure a well-flowing and successful design process, and therefore to create a memorable and radical event. This event will run for approximately 4 hours during the day. However, attendees are welcome to come and go as they please, with a physical itinerary and map available on entry, or a digital version which will be available on the USC website. The entrance of Mano will begin at E Block, where participants will be escorted into room G1.2. Here they will be introduced to Ocean Ramsey, who will speak about her incredible experiences growing up freediving with wild tiger and white sharks off the coast of Hawaii, and how she learnt to safely coexist with sharks. All usual equipment will be removed out of room G1.2, with attendees entering the space being completely immersed into the room, feeling a floor which will be filled with sand and hearing soft crashing waves. The next area will be on the grass situated between E and H2 block. This large patch of green space will be shaded with several overlapping, extremely large and multicoloured beach umbrellas. This is where attendees can enjoy a catered vegan lunch, hearing the soft sound of crashing waves. This location will be open for the public to enjoy an array of yummy and environmentally friendly food options brought to you by food trucks. In Market Falls Storm, attendees can also visit and chat to several local marine conservation groups, including Sea Shepherd, Envoy, and AMSC. Here, we will also be selling our own Mano Ocean Protected Sea shirts, available for the public to purchase. This space is designed to bring like-minded people together and discuss what they learned and found interesting in the previous section. Attendees will be given an hour to enjoy lunch and further be directed into Building H2. During this next section of the event, attendees will be split into two groups, the first entering into the cave and the second into Computer Lab 2. Mick Fanning will lead groups of 10 at a time into the cave. Attendees will be entering complete darkness and be given a guided tour through the intricate and intertwining biology of the great white shark, the same species that Mick encountered during his J-Bay heat in the WSL. This section of the event is aimed to show attendees how complex each aspect of the shark's biology is and how these marine animals have evolved and survived for over 450 million years. After each tour, Fanning will speak about his world-renowned experience with the white shark and how after this incident he later has become a shark advocate and protector, understanding their crucial role in the marine ecosystem. The last section will be held in Computer Lab 2. Computer Lab 2 will be cleared with copious fish netting hung up, intertwined and draping from the ceiling and all sides of the room, overlapping so heavily that it's difficult to see through. Being made impossible to avoid, this room will act as a metaphor of the ocean and further the countless marine species that have been caught, suffocated, and further died within the unnecessary shark nets. This section will be hosted by Madison Stewart, or otherwise known as Shark Girl Madison. Being raised and homeschooled, living on a boat along the waters of the Gold Coast, Madison has had years of experience interacting with wild sharks. Being an anti-shark control activist, Madison feels extremely strongly about the active removal of the ineffective, dangerous, and highly outdated shark nets that are placed throughout the southeast coast of Australia. During this section of the event, participants will be shown various images of the countless lives lost due to shark netting, which will be displayed on a large screen at the end of the classroom. Having the soft sound of screeching and distressed whale and dolphin song ringing in the backdrop, and being fully immersed in a room filled with fishing net, the audience will be forced to feel the pain that hundreds of these animals have felt and turn this sadness into anger to further make change in protecting our marine wildlife. At the entry of this room will be a donations box, where all of the donations will be directly contributed in the active removal of shark nets along our Australian coastline. Unlike many other events, budget will be our biggest constraint. However, having our world-renowned guest speakers volunteer their time to lecture and raise community awareness at Mano, and 2 volunteer students to guide attendees, we have our entire budget to spend on creating the visual attraction within each section of the event. Approximately $450 will need to be invested to create a quality design for each of the 4 sections. This will include the lighting, props, surround sound, staging, and any other equipment like the sand or fishing net that we may need. Therefore, to feasibly create this event, we will need around $2,000. Mano will be a free entry event, being specifically designed and created to raise attendees' attention upon shark conservation. Our goal is not to make a profit from this event, but to inspire customers to do their part in protecting our shark friends and the ocean. Holding a free event will also accommodate a larger audience and hopefully draw as many attendees as possible. As a contingency factor, if an unexpected cause was to arise, we have designed our own personalised merchandise, which will be available for the public to purchase during the event. After vigorous environmental scanning, it is clear that the Sunshine Coast community is the perfect market for the event Mano. As mentioned beforehand, Sunshine Coast really is the ideal location for this event, as we encompass a large beach-orientated community. Therefore, if Mano Ocean Protector was advertised in strategic locations like local beach accesses, surf breaks, or popular walking trails, I believe that this event would generate large media interest and excitement. In Australia, we have not yet seen a shark conservation event to this size before. There have been countless no shark cull protests within Australian states and other smaller scale market stalls addressing both the growing shark culling problem that we're facing. Both of these events have generated large swarms of people educating and standing up for our sharks. Event Mano aims to reach both of these objectives, therefore is destined to be a milestone event for shark conservation here in Australia. We hope to see you there. Thank you for listening for our oceans.